book. Let's just go ahead and talk about it.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Do you remember? Yes, I do remember. I remember the exact day in which Taylor Swift thought it was suitable, it was acceptable for her to give us any type of Earth, Wind, and Fire cover. I want to know what universe or what parallel, dimension that she's in, that she thought it was okay to get up here and put a banjo in some shit. I'm talking about, I listened to that shit for about 5 seconds and I was like, damn, I felt my neck tighten because it felt like there was some type of noose action going on there. It was just so disrespectful and uncalled for. Taylor Swift, it doesn't matter what you do, sis. The talent, the range, the skill, the vocals, it will never put in any type of work. And we know this, okay? Because we've seen your ass convulse on stage. We've seen you do that thing that you call dancing. We've seen it. At this point, we're gonna have to run you up on charges because that's looking like high treason at this point. Now it's looking like an attack. Sit your ass down, table still. So I know that y'all have seen what has happened at one of these Starbucks out here. Black men were sitting around in there like everybody else at Starbucks, and one of those workers must have been, mixing around that coffee and just like, damn, who the fuck are these niggas? Why the fuck are they here? So they didn't do anything, and the white people around when the cops came were just like, girl, why are you all arresting them? They didn't do anything. I've been here the whole time. It was interesting to bring that up because you get to see how different things work, because those white ass cops came in there and they had no problem being challenged by white people, and they didn't arrest them when they asked for answers and shit like that. I bring that up to say that's how you use any type of privilege, white privilege, male privilege, whatever. You stand up for other people, especially if society makes it difficult for those other people to stand up for themselves. But either way, Starbucks, of course, released the bullshit. We go through the cycle. Bullshit ass apology on Twitter, not offering any answers, just bullshit ass, oh girl, we're looking at our policies. You're okay, sis, thanks. So after I posted my previous video about Nicki Minaj and all that shit, we had some new developments happen. There was a response as expected, and of course, as I also predicted, the response was inefficient. Offset with his nursery rhyme rapping ass went onto Twitter to act like he really, his suburb raised ass was really about to give somebody some smoke outside of the studio. It's really easy to catch these niggas bluffs, and I'm talking about Scandal, House of Cards type of tease, because Nicki at the end of the day got the submission that she wanted, and they fucking recording and shit together. The whole thing in general, in my opinion, is starting to look foolish. People don't seem to know what the hell they want to do or the statements that they want to make, and they're just running around here. I'm not really interested in one party or the other at this point. Nicki Minaj, step your shit up, make sure the album is good. Cardi B, try to get some fucking control over your career so you won't look like the puppet that you do sometimes, and you will actually know when your album or singles and shit are released. Just everybody get it together. Iyanla Vanzant went up there and she was with Hazel E. Now Hazel E, as I said, completely deserves. Let's talk about this Syria strike. Now before I get started, I am not as educated as I should be on what's going on in the Middle East, but what I want us to focus on is the fact that this is not the first time that this has happened. And me included, when I heard news of this shit, I was like, girl, what the fuck's gonna happen? I'm so nervous, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just like, when I thought about it, I was like, bitch, America has been doing this shit since the beginning of time. This is not the first time some crazy shit has happened. What are you talking about? This is not the first time. But what makes it even uglier is the fact that Trump will put these restrictions on refugees trying to come into the country, and then at the same time, his excuse for bombing Syria was, protecting the kids. I'm trying to protect them. I'm trying to protect. No, if you were really trying to protect them, you would offer them some type of fucking refuge. But here your ass goes trying to distract from what's going on. There are a lot of people who are saying, well, girl, the UK was involved and France was involved. All those countries are built off the same type of shit, so of course they fucking buddies forever. You know what I mean? Like, I wish we would step out of ourselves for a moment and just be like, wow, every time we do some dumb shit, we just give new life to terrorists. And I'm not a dumbass, okay? Of course, I will want to be able to defend myself if some hoe come knocking on my goddamn door, bitch, I'm ready to fight, and I'm gonna defend what the fuck it is. Of course, I want the country to be able to defend itself. But since we have been founded, we stick our noses in every which person's business except our own. Also, we come up with idiotic solutions. How in the hell Are you going to contribute to the problem, prevent people from leaving the problem, bomb people with the idea that you're trying to save them from the problem, when in all actuality, y'all don't give a fuck about anything if it doesn't make you money? So, and that is what America has been founded on. So for us to act like, oh my God, we only got nervous when we thought this shit was gonna blow up in our faces. After we realized this shit, you know what I mean? After people realize, oh, it's just gonna stay over there. Oh, okay, I don't give a fuck about it no more. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to fucking work on. And as I said, it's not just with Trump. It's with every previous president. It's not just with Trump. America protects its interests. It does not seek to protect people. For what? It doesn't make them money. America protects its interests, and you can see that with how we interact with every other country on the planet. UK Prime Minister, I guess you guys can tell me, those of you who live over there, the UK Prime Minister is apparently like on the same BS that Trump is? Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know that much about what's going on over there. But I think that she's literally, the Prime Minister over there, acting in the same way, as unhinged as Trump. And well, I mean, we all know the history of France. Like, we all know what France has always been up to. So it's just, I wish that we would find, and now we all know we don't want no crazy ass regimes, of course, but how are we going to claim that we have the moral high ground when literally the empire of America just involves going in and taking over, going in, assassinating, going in, instead of coming up with different solutions? I want you all to look up how we took Hawaii. I mean, for the longest, I was just under the assumption that it was just, oh girl, it was just a state. Look that shit up. Look how we took Hawaii. We marched in whole palaces and shit. I mean, they had a whole society set up. We said, girl, no ma'am. Resources there, we're gonna fuck this shit up. We came in there, took it over, and took it from them. And now it is a state. And now you're gonna tell those indigenous people to be fucking patriotic to the bitches who came in here and took them over. So people are not thinking with nuance. People are not thinking through the levels of the bullshit, okay? And as I said, I'm not a dumbass. I'm not completely ignorant to the fact that, bitch, we need to be able to shoot holes down. You know what I mean? We need to be able to defend ourselves. Of course, I'm not saying it. But for us to be shoving our fucking noses in people's business with the illusion of having some type of moral high ground, like when people in your own cities are being poisoned and you're ignoring them. What was it? $200 million worth of missiles were set to fuck off. Kids don't have fucking textbooks. I mean, we're pouring all our money into this imperialist ass military while people at home are suffering. So I want us to think about all of those angles when you see what's happening. And there's another angle that I want you to think about as well. This is important. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Trump asked his legal team in the Mueller probe for advice on Syria. Why would you need, and these are the people who are advising you on the Russia probe, why would you need to ask them what to do about Syria? Like, it's just confirming the fact that all this shit is, you know, it plays into this type of distraction type of tease. And of course it's meant to mean more than one thing, but a part of it is definitely to distract us from whatever the hell is going on, because the walls are closing in. Cohen arranged another settlement, apparently, to quiet allegations of an affair. This time it was for $1.6 million. It was involving a GOP fundraiser, Elliot Broidy, y'all white people got some weird ass names, and a former Playboy model. Also, Mueller reportedly has evidence that Michael Cohen did indeed travel to Prague in 2016. This is lending evidence to the report that Cohen secretly met a Kremlin figure there to strategize about meddling to get President Trump into office. So you take a look at all of those angles, every one of those angles, and you're saying, okay, well, the walls are closing in, and I mean, we've seen this shit play out in House of Cards. When Frank and Claire were trapped in a corner, I forget what corner it was, but they were just like, what is the one thing that will get Americans' minds off of this shit? War. The difference is that we have been in constant battle. Like, we have been in constant war. I want us to think about all that the next time we go to the polls, the next time. Like, think about how you would feel if the very same country that said they want to save you would not allow you to enter the country, but would have no problem bombing the country. The reports were saying that military sites were targeted. The reports are also saying that they had enough time to evacuate the shit. Russia warned them, and Trump went on there 2 days before talking about what the fuck he would do. So it's a shit show, and these old ass white men are literally playing games with the globe. But it is important to remember that this is not the first week that it has happened. It's been always ongoing. Trump, I can do nothing but hope that impeachment will eventually have its foot on your dill pickle shape ass neck. Have a good goddamn evening.